If you thought Ferrari's new upgrade package in Bahrain would be just another one of those promises that shine on Friday and fade on Sunday, maybe it's time to reconsider, because this time, the results showed up, and quickly. In the second free practice session, Charles Leclerc secured P3 behind only the two McLarens. But the real highlight wasn't just his position on the timesheets, it was how the Ferrari behaved on track. The new floor, reworked from the leading edge to the diffuser, delivered the kind of balance the team had been chasing since pre-season. For the first time in 2025, the car looked predictable, stable, and genuinely competitive, especially over a flying lap. Leclerc proved it with data, finishing ahead of George Russell's Mercedes and even Max Verstappen's Red Bull, a clear signal that Ferrari had finally taken a real step forward. Hamilton, who ended the day in P8, echoed the sentiment. The upgrades are working. This is the result of a lot of effort in the wind tunnel and factory. Manufacturing and assembling this kind of floor isn't easy, so seeing us move forward like this is a huge credit to the team. Sure, there's still work to be done, and Leclerc made that clear, but this time, the mood in Maranello's garage feels different. No hype, just focus. Ferrari knows it's not the fastest car on the grid yet, but it also knows it's finally moving in the right direction. And if this really is the start of a comeback, Ferrari may have more than just a new floor on its hands. It may have found its way back. Qualifying day at the Bahrain Grand Prix brought a moment worth watching. Charles Leclerc put the SF-25 on the second row, locking in P3. It was a strong performance in a weekend filled with high temperatures, aggressive tire degradation, and setup challenges for nearly everyone. But more importantly, for the first time in 2025, Ferrari's car delivered under pressure. Leclerc left the car relieved, but cautious. He knows the SF-25 isn't a title contender yet, but he also recognizes real progress when he sees it. The upgrades are positive. It's not enough to fight for wins yet, but it's clearly a step forward, he said. According to him, Ferrari is now on par with Mercedes. As for Red Bull, the picture is still unclear, but the realistic goal now, consolidate as the third force and then close the gap. On the other side of the garage, Hamilton faced a completely different tone. The Brit finished the session in a disappointing 9th place, but what stood out more than the result was his radio message afterward. "I'm really sorry guys, sorry man, really sorry." His voice was sincere, frustrated, like someone who knows he could have done better, but just couldn't put the lap together. Hamilton lost 4/10 in Sector 2 and another 3/10 in the final sector. No rhythm, no grip, and unlike other weekends, no clear explanation. After getting out of the car, he kept media interaction short. When asked whether it was his worst feeling since joining Ferrari, he simply said, "It definitely doesn't feel good." Still, even with few words, Hamilton confirmed that the car has improved. The difference between his SF-25 and Leclerc's, according to him, has been resolved. Now the question seems to be something else entirely: adaptation. The new floor works, but is Hamilton already extracting everything from it, or is Leclerc, with more years inside the team, just reading the car better? This qualifying session delivered more than lap times. It revealed signals. And inside Ferrari, those signals aren't being ignored. In Formula 1, performance is everything, but inside a team like Ferrari, how that performance is interpreted often says even more. Qualifying in Bahrain wasn't just about lap times. It was a mirror, revealing where each driver stands within the team now that the SF-25 is finally showing signs of life. Leclerc delivered a clean, composed performance. He looked in sync with the car, precise, confident, and comfortable. And even though he didn't make a big celebration out of it, his results spoke louder than any post-session comment. It was a subtle, powerful message. He knows this team. He knows how to operate inside Ferrari's system. And he knows how to get performance out of a car that still has limitations. On the other side, Hamilton is facing a different reality. Since joining Ferrari, he's been positioned as a central figure in the SF-25's development. The team trusted his experience, gave him first access to key upgrades, listened to his feedback, and now, 3 races in, the results are still falling short. What began as a difference in driving styles is now slowly being read as a difference in output. And in a team like Ferrari, that kind of perception can change everything, especially when the team is hungry for results. And when pressure starts building, Hamilton knows this. That's why even with a frustrated radio message, he kept a cool face in public. He didn't criticize the car. He didn't blame the team. He simply said, "The car is good enough. I just didn't extract the most from it." A short sentence full of meaning, because if the car is finally performing, and Leclerc's result proves it is, then the issue isn't the machine anymore. It's how each driver is adapting to it, and that's what's slowly shaping the technical and emotional leadership inside Ferrari. The official line may still be equal treatment, but on track, the story unfolding lap by lap might say otherwise. The good news for Ferrari is that, for the first time this season, an upgrade package has brought genuine progress. The redesigned floor appears to have solved part of the SF-25's instability issues through medium and high-speed corners. The car looks more balanced, more predictable, and that's gold in a sport where a tenth of a second can flip an entire weekend. Leclerc capitalized on that. His third place qualifying wasn't a fluke. It was the result of a well-executed lap in a car that finally felt like it could fight. This wasn't luck, it was structure, strategy, and most importantly, a sign that Maranello is finally turning ideas into results. Hamilton, despite a modest finish in P9, agreed. The team is moving in the right direction. We're making progress. Now it's about fine-tuning and getting the most out of the car. Translation: the worst may be behind them. The trial and error phase is giving way to steady evolution, and Ferrari must use this momentum to re-establish its footing in the season, because Bahrain made something very clear. The SF-25 is no longer lost, and the gap to the front, while still visible, isn't an unbridgeable canyon. These upgrades have brought Ferrari back into the fight, and in a long championship, that changes everything. The next few races will be critical. Circuits with different characteristics will test whether this improvement is sustainable or just track specific. But one thing is certain, Ferrari is back in the conversation. Whether it's for wins or just consistent podiums, they're no longer outclassed. And that alone resets the narrative. Now the question becomes, can Hamilton find his rhythm and match the car's growth? And can Leclerc hold his form and become the anchor Ferrari needs in this critical first half of the season? Because one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Ferrari may not be leading the standings, but it's starting to lead the recovery. The Bahrain weekend was a turning point. Ferrari showed it's alive, and more importantly, that it's evolving. The upgrades worked, the car responded, and the team is beginning to rediscover confidence, consistency, and technical direction. But beneath this collective progress, a new quiet dilemma is emerging. Who will lead Ferrari in this new phase? Leclerc delivered the best possible result. He was fast, composed, and gave the impression of being fully in sync with the new SF-25. He showed maturity and clarity, and in the paddock, those things don't go unnoticed. Meanwhile, Hamilton, with all his experience and legacy, still hasn't had his breakthrough moment in red. Yes, Ferrari will continue to support both drivers, but every F1 fan knows, inside the Scuderia, the driver who delivers first usually gets the edge. And this next phase, one of growth and real opportunity, will demand that someone steps forward, not just with pace, but with vision, leadership, and consistency. So now, the questions are as powerful as they are simple. Is Leclerc quietly stepping into that leadership role? Will Hamilton bounce back and show why Ferrari bet on him? And now that this car is finally coming to life, can Ferrari dream big in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's continue the conversation with you. And if you're the kind of fan who doesn't settle for surface level headlines, who follows every detail, every upgrade, every behind the scenes decision, hit the like button and subscribe, because here at F1 Prime News, we don't recycle stories. We tell you what they really mean. And this season, it's just getting started.